What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the vlog. It's been a minute since I did a vlog, so I figured, you know what? We're gonna change some things up this year. I think the last vlog I did was like maybe early 2022. And if you guys know me, I used to be a fitness influencer and I would literally share like my entire life on this channel. And somewhere along the way, like when I started business coaching, I found myself just falling into how-to videos, tips and trick videos. It was just kind of like the easier thing for me to do. And I'm also like, I love teaching, right? Like I absolutely love teaching. But when I think about who I like to watch, I'm like, okay, I love seeing the behind the scenes of people's businesses. I love seeing their life. I love seeing the simplicity in their schedule. I love seeing their productivity and like the things that they do that help people unlock. And so, yeah, I figured, you know what, today we're gonna change things up a little bit. And in this video, I actually want to share with you guys how I'm going to be changing up my content strategy just moving into 2024 and how I'm kind of going to be bringing back a little bit more of that creative side. And I feel like a lot of people, they almost kind of like want to be bringing that creative side back, but they also kind of tend to fall into that how-to or the tips and trick videos. So I'm going to share with you guys a little bit of my strategy and how I'm planning to do that. And also it's a Sunday. We just went and got some coffee. So I'm going to share with you guys just how I'm like prepping my week as well. And I'm also going to give you guys some life updates because Michaela and I decided to full send living in Mexico, and I feel like I owe you guys a little bit of an explanation behind how the heck we got here and how we are planning to run our businesses while we live in a whole ass different country. So let's get into today's video. So guys, I'm still getting used to picking up my camera, so I already started and did half of my face makeup, but I freaking remembered, while I'm getting the rest of my makeup done, I'm gonna share with you guys a little bit of a life update because as you guys saw earlier, me and Mikhail moved to Tulum and this was totally on a whim, this was totally not planned. But what I will tell you guys is it has probably been one of the best decisions. It's been almost a month now. It's probably been one of the best decisions and just like the most I've ever surrendered in my entire life. And it's worked so well, so well. Like the productivity here has been amazing. We've already met so many amazing people. And what honestly has just been the coolest part is like being able to pick up my life, migrate it, move it to another country and like still be doing really great in business. And honestly, like life just feels a little bit slower here. And so I felt like more rested, I felt healthier than ever and just like really productive. So it's been really cool. And you know, we didn't plan on moving here, guys. What basically happened was back in Q4, we decided early Q4, we were like, let's buy a place in Mexico because we freaking love it here. We come all the time. We spend a ton of money on like Airbnbs. We were like, why don't we just own a place and then we can Airbnb it? It can be an investment property. So started the process, closed on the place in December. Little did we know our house would also flood in California in December. So we decided, you know what? Why don't we do something crazy? This is crazy, guys. We were like, why don't we just pack up the house, put it in storage, and why don't we just go move to Tulum for a little bit? Because dealing with the house in California was so much. It was a 4,300 square foot house, and we were like, honestly, this is just gonna take more effort to like unpack, repack everything, and that we already knew that we wanted to move to Austin in 2024, and it didn't make sense to move again in California. So we just decided we're gonna come here. And then when we got here, we were like, wait, this is freaking awesome. It's super productive here. The people here are amazing. And we decided, you know what? Let's stay a little bit longer. And so it's been so much fun since we got here. I can't say that we're gonna stay here for like a super long time. It's been a month. Our game plan is to maybe stay like another month or two and then probably head back to the States and just really lock in on a new place. But you know, since moving here, it's really opened my eyes. Like I talk to my students all the time, especially about like content and like being able to go make awesome content and fun content. Like if you want to be able to make really fun content, if you want to be able to tell really great stories, like you have to go live a good life. And I found myself in California, if I'm being just super transparent with you guys, like I found myself like behind the laptop all the time. I found myself when my friends moved out of California, just like kind of like staying home, kind of became a little bit of a homebody. And like I could work till like I can't work anymore. I can work. And you know, like moving here is kind of like almost pushed me to like go out more and like do more fun things and meet more cool people, which has been really, really exciting. So that's how we ended up here in Tulum. What I will say is my productivity has been absolutely next level, and I've still been able to like go to cafes during the day, work at cafes, and it's been so cool to see that I've created a business structure and done so much over the last few years that's been able to sustain me being able to like uproot my life, move it, and literally adapt super, super fast. So I'm gonna finish getting ready here. I have a live in just a few minutes that I'm gonna be doing, so I need to get myself ready for that. And then I'm gonna walk you guys through a little bit of my hot take on content and how my content's gonna be transitioning a little bit, as well as how I'm setting myself up to be really productive for this week. So cheers. Okay, it is now 10:10 in the morning. It's such a nice slow morning, guys. It started raining here, so me and Mikhail just sat outside for a little bit as well, and then it's like, okay, I gotta dive into my day here. Just got ready. I'm gonna film today. I have a live. I'm doing a brand audit for some people who want a brand audit on my page, and then just prepping my team for the entire day. I have to share with you guys, this is kind of funny, but also like first world problems. Moving here from America, it just made me realize like you have so much access to everything in the States. And when I moved here, I mean, you guys probably saw my last few videos, I had like my desk set up, I had like my backdrop, I had all the lights and all the crazy stuff. And when we moved here, this place was intended to become an Airbnb, and we don't want to buy a ton of stuff because we then have to try to put it in storage just because it's the stuff that we want to use when we're living here. And we don't plan to stay here forever. So when I got here, I was like, hey, Amazon Prime is not a thing. So I put in one order. It took about 4 weeks to come in, and I did manage to get myself a nice little desk set up. You guys can see from my computer screen, I have a little ring light, but it's honestly way more minimal here. And I've actually really enjoyed that about being here. Is we moved here from a 4,300 square foot house that was massive. So to move somewhere and like be able to adapt to a 1,400 square foot place, moving from something literally almost 3 times the size, it's been really nice. Like I have less laundry to do. I have less choices to make when I'm like going around the house and cleaning the house. So it's been really nice adapting to living in something a little bit smaller. And once we move from here, our goal is to hit Austin sometime in like March or April. We're probably gonna get a little bit of a smaller place. So it's been really enjoyable, honestly, like living a little more minimally. I think nowadays you see people on social media and there's like so many flashy things, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got myself like a little bit caught up in that this last year. And this has been just like a really humbling experience and a really grounding experience to come somewhere where when you're used to like Postmates and Instacart and you know all the systems that I had at home, like not being able to have those here has really made me adapt. But it's also like made me romanticize things like going to the grocery store again, because I stopped doing that. Going out to eat sometimes with Michaela instead of Postmating or making dinner in together, which has been super nice. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I used to get like a little angsty about it because I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm like working, I have to go like cook dinner, and I'm not a good cook. I don't love that kind of stuff, but it's been nice to just like add a little bit of a routine around it and, you know, not procrastinate those things anymore. Just get up, do them, and also have fun while I'm doing them. And it's brought me and Mikhail so much closer too, which has been really cool. So just more updates for you guys. I'm gonna jump into my work day. I'm gonna prep some stuff for the day, and then what I am gonna show you guys are just like some of the little systems that I've had in my day-to-day that have, I think, just like allowed me to up and move my life here to Tulum, because realistically, it's a pretty crazy thing to just up and uproot your entire life. You know, I run a multi-7-figure coaching business, so to be able to uproot my life and like still have the business be carried, still have it not just be like maintaining, but actually growing through multiple moves. I moved from my apartment in September to Mikhail's place, and then from Mikhail's place to here, all within a 3-month time frame. And the business, we hit our highest cash month in November, and then we also hit our highest cash month in December. When I make this video in January, we're also set to hit a record-breaking month again, which is crazy. So not only have I been able to uproot my life and have more fun and just be more present, but we're also doing better than ever, which has been so freaking cool. So I'm gonna share with you guys some of the systems that I'm integrating, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about my content with you guys throughout my day today as well, because things are changing a little bit, and I'm excited to just be like more intimate with you guys. Like, you guys are the homies and I love you. So thank you for being here, and I'm gonna dive into this stuff. Let's go.
Sundays are totally the new Monday for me. I love waking up on a Monday morning knowing exactly what I need to be doing. So I take about 2 hours every single Sunday just to prep my entire week. If you guys didn't know this, I work with about 11 team members. I have almost 150 clients, which is a pretty decent sized workload. So I really gotta have my stuff together. So my team and I work off of annual plans and 90-day sprints. So we line up all of our projects for 90 days and all of the metrics and targets that we wanna hit. So basically what I'm doing is every 30 days and then every week, I'm just making sure that I'm aligning myself, the strategy, and that we're actually moving towards the goals. So every Sunday, what I do is I wake up, I get the report from my operator. She sends me over all the metrics from the previous weeks, opt-ins that we had, calls booked, showed, closed, anything that's happening across each division of the team. So marketing, sales, delivery, all those things. And I just look over it and I make sure that we have everything that we needed to get done that last week done. And if we didn't, I simply just roll it over into the next week and I assess where I need to manage my energy better to just make sure that week we get everything done. So many people, they program themselves for failure because what they do is they don't get things done and then they beat themselves up about it. Whereas I'm really good at just saying, hey, like this is what we need to move into next week to make it happen. So I line up all my projects for the week. I then go to my Google Calendar and I say, okay, this is all the stuff I need to do. Let me put some time and allocate time in my Google Calendar. I am a freak with Google Calendar. And I put everything that I need to do in there to make sure I actually allocate the time. I've gotten really good at knowing my capacity and knowing like how much time each task is going to take me. But if you're just getting started or even in the first 2 years of business, this might be something that you're still learning about yourself. So give yourself some grace. So I put everything into my Google Calendar. And then once I do that, I look at the metrics, the goals that we need to hit the next week. And I basically just line up team meetings. So I line up my sales meeting, the marketing meeting, and my coaches meeting to make sure everyone on my team knows exactly what they need to be doing that week to have a really successful week. And I update my team in Slack. And then outside of that, all I do is make sure my content is set up for the week. I take a look at my previous week's content, see if there's any ideas I get from the content, what worked well, what didn't, analyze it, use those analytics to create some posts moving into the following week. And that's literally it. It takes me about 2 hours and I'm set up for my entire week. My team is set up, and then I just spend the rest of my day in Slack with my clients, and then you guys will catch what the rest of my day actually looks like. So let's dive back into the rest of my day.
I just had the most productive morning. I got my podcast done, I went live, I got my team prep done, I got my own personal prep done for the week. So me and Mikhail decided, you know what, it's Sunday, let's go get our groceries in. We've been doing this pretty much like every Sunday, and then again on like a Wednesday-ish for like fresh produce. Let me tell you guys, this just like reminds me of how accessible everything is back at home, but like I am not used to, one, grocery shopping, I always did Instacart, and two, cooking. Cooking takes so much time for me. Oh my gosh, it's also just like not something I'm good at. So I'm used to like meal prep services, I'm used to Instacart, and here I just have to like really romanticize the process. So we go twice a week. I prep and I rotate between 3 meals, and then we basically just like eat those 3 meals throughout the week. I will say we've been going out to eat just because like this is a new place for us and there's so many good restaurants here. And honestly, like I love eating out. Like it's one thing I never like hesitate to spend money on. It's like an experience for me. I love like the little adventure that comes with it and like the little stories that pop up from going and eating out. So we still eat out like probably at least like once a day or so, but I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna prep these meals, get us ready for the entire week, and then I'm probably gonna wrap up work close to like 4 or 5 o'clock. It's like 3 o'clock now. I don't have too much left to do, and just use the rest of the day, like think, chill, might do some writing a little bit later on. And then after I get this stuff away, I'll talk to you guys a little bit about my plans for content moving into 2024 and just like what I plan to do with this channel and how I just like plan to change things up a little bit. I'm probably gonna save it for like a whole other video in and itself, because let's be real, like content I could talk about, and like there's so many different parts to it, and I know you guys want a little bit of a life update, and I want to come on here and give you a bit of a life update too, and just show you guys how I prep my week. But I will dive into a little bit of content before I finish this video off, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Let's do this thing. I'm gonna go cook. Hey you guys, I got some Amazon packages. I actually ordered some lamps and they came in, so I am going to unpack these right now while I talk to you guys and chat a little bit about my content. I also did a hair mask, so the hair went up and I'm about to go take a shower and close down for the night after this. So pretty relaxing afternoon. I just did some like education. I finished some slide decks for some client group calls, and then did my little hair mask, and now we're here. I'm just gonna unpack these packages, clean the house, take a shower, and then it's only 6:50. So we're gonna get to bed pretty early tonight. I'm a baby grandma. I go to bed at like 9 o'clock every single night, or else I'm not the same Ken when I wake up. So I'm just gonna debrief you guys a little bit on this whole content thing. So, you know, I'm an educator, I'm a business coach, and when I made my pivot and my transition from fitness coaching to business coaching, it's almost kind of like I put on a new like helmet of like a persona. And it's not that I like changed who I was or anything like that, but it's like going from being a fitness influencer where I was consistently posting my workouts to, you know, being a young entrepreneur and business coach, like hustling to build credibility and be able to really serve my clients. It's like you become, like I was becoming a different person, right? Like I've become a completely different person. But I think in the pursuit of that, somewhere along the way, I also kind of felt this need to, I don't know, just kind of resort to educational content and sit down videos. And it was like the easiest way for me to pump out videos here on YouTube was just like, okay, let me just do a sit down talk video, because I'm really struggling with these, aren't I? Because I knew that if I did a sit down talk video, I was always gonna have something to say. And it was always gonna be about just supporting you guys. And I'm sure you guys have felt like this sometimes too, where it's like, okay, when you wanna be creative, you need to sit down and actually have the time to think. And this last year, we scaled the business and we increased revenue by over 30%. I hired multiple team members. I completely overhauled my programs. And you can imagine, like, that takes up a lot of time. I'm also posting on Instagram, I'm posting on YouTube, I'm also doing podcasts every single week. So like, that's a lot of different content to keep up with. And in order for me to be creative, it requires me to have more space. And to be honest with you guys, since I got here to Tulum, that's really what I've had. And it's not that I have more space because I have more time back. It's like consciously choosing to give myself more space in the day to take time to think about, like, what do I actually want to create? And what can I share with you guys that's just like happening in my day? It doesn't have to be this crazy, wild thing, right? And so because I've had the space to just think more and create more, I created an amazing process with my team for, that's probably loud on camera, isn't it? I created an amazing, I'm gonna leave this back right here, process with my team. And I've created so many operating systems inside my company where, like, I know what to be doing and when to be doing them. And this whole last year of 2023, that's what I focused on. It's like, how do I create systems that help my clients get results, that also help me buy back some time for myself, that make my team really on point and know what to be operating and when to be getting things in. And that's exactly what we've created. And so because we've created that, I have more time back. And I'm also consciously choosing to go out and, like, have more fun and, like, live a good life. Like, going to cafes, you know, being inspired, like going out and having more fun, doing things with Mikhail, going to new gyms, just small things like this in my day that just spark stories, spark creativity, and have even, like, made me want to share more of what I'm doing with you guys. Cause I'm like, holy shit, my life is pretty freaking cool. Like, I decided to up and leave my house and our place in California and move to Tulum, and, you know, we live a really, really cool life, like getting to buy property and owning multiple properties at the age of 25. I'm like, this is pretty cool. This is, like, pretty dope. And I want to share more of that with you guys and share more behind the scenes. And so as far as it goes with the strategy that I have coming in for content, I'm going to save that for another video for you guys to talk about how I'm going to be laying out my YouTube videos and how I'm going to be laying out my podcast specifically, since the two major things I'm focusing on this year are YouTube videos and podcast. Honestly, I'm just gonna have a lot more fun with content, and I wanna encourage you guys to also do the same thing, whether it's like you just posting things that you're doing throughout your day, because I promise you, your audience does care. And this year in 2024, we're gonna see a change. People want to see who you are. People wanna be indoctrinated into a community. They don't wanna always be spoken at, in my opinion. I know I don't, like, the Alex Hormozy style reels are cool, but, like, let me see who you are. I wanna know who you are. So I want to encourage you guys to also do the same thing. So this was a little bit more of a low-key Sunday, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing even just, like, little parts of my day. It's nothing too crazy. My life is really simple and I love it that way, but it's also really, really freaking fun. So I'm going to continue sharing some of these with you guys. If you like this video, if you can give it a thumbs up, I would absolutely love that. Or if you guys want to leave me a comment or any feedback on Instagram, I always love when you guys give me feedback on my videos. And I'm curious if you guys want to keep seeing more, like, vlog style content, or do you guys like the how-to videos? Do you guys like the sit-down talks? Let me know. This is an open discussion here. I love you guys as always, and I will catch you in the next video.